y'all, this is Regina. Welcome back to Regina's Crafting and More. I'm getting ready to test this card. I did do a test on, hang on just a second, I should have pulled that up too, on the 4x4. If that'll open. I did a test on the 4x4 yesterday and it stitched really well, but I just was looking at the video and it's it's not very good. Um, so this is the 4x4. So when you lay your cardstock down in the hoop, it's going to stitch this pink line. And what you want to do is align your cardstock with this line on the right. You want to center it because the cardstock is larger. You want to center it vertically so that you have the center of the card on the center of your hoop. But you want to have this line, your cardstock, butt up against this line. Okay, so the cardstock is going to butt up against this right line and be centered in your cardstock. This side, this left side, will be on the extreme left-hand side of your hoop. All right, so there are 3 different styles, and I'm hoping you can see this. Let's see here. I'm going to go up just a little bit. There we go. All right, so there's 3 different styles. There's one card that has nothing around it. There's another card. I'm going to open this because I know you're not going to be able to see that. So the other style has the same, basically the same as what you were just seeing. Let me get back over to it. It has this same stitch, but it's a little further apart and it goes all the way around the design. All right, that doesn't look centered. Center. Okay, it was centered. All right, so you have this style and then you have this style. And this is the one that I'm going to be stitching today. Everything is the same on the flowers, etc., except for this motif stitch around the edge. All right, so let's get to the machine. Oops, hang on just a second. All right, so I'm just going to show you some. Let's pretend that this is the placement line. All right, so especially on this little 4x4 card, you want to make sure that you take the right side of your cardstock and you align it with the placement line. You will also want to make sure that you have the design itself centered in your card. All right, so you don't want your cardstock to be up here, down here. You want to make sure that it is perfectly centered in your 4x4 hoop, and then align this edge with the right side of the placement stitch. All right, so that's on the 4x4. So let's start the 5x7. All right, so I'm going to go over how large to cut your cardstock. This is just regular cardstock that you can buy at the office supply. And I need a bigger ruler. Big enough. All right, so on the 5x7, I'm going to speak up. I've discovered my voice is very soft anymore, which is kind of weird for me. So on the 5x7, you want to make sure that you cut your cardstock 10 inches by 7 inches. This is to do a 10 inches by 7 inches. And this is to do a card in the 5x7 hoop. So once again, 10 inches across, 7 inches high, wide, whatever you want to call it. And on the 4x4 design, you want to have it 8 inches by 5.5 inches. 8 by 5.5. So that's the sizes of the cardstock that you'll need. And the envelopes that you buy at the store, I don't have a box that shows the size, but they are for the 4x4 card. It's about 4 3/8 wide by 5 3/4 high. That's the approximate size of the card, of the envelope. And that's for your 4x4 card. Okay. And then for the 5x7 card, you'll need an envelope that is, I'm giving you approximately, so we'll get as close. This one is crooked. Wow. Okay, so this card is 7 1/8 inch wide by 5 1/4 inches high. 7 1/8 by 5 1/4 this way, and that fits for the 5x7 card. All right, so let's get stitching. All right, so the first thing you're going to want to do, you've got your cardstock folded, and you need to turn it like this. This is the front of the cardstock. This is the back. And you're going to want to put some double-sided tape, and that's what I have here. And it doesn't matter that this is on the back, because you're going to be putting some pretty paper to cover up the stitching. Okay. And now we're going to stitch color stock. Well, we will if I can bring the design up. Alright, so we're going to stitch the placement stitch, color stock number 1. Now I have in a green, and that's to do those little corner borders. Now, you can print if you have software, and if you don't, in every listing that I have on Etsy, I give you a link to 2 free softwares that will enable you to be able to print a template to use for centering. All right, so what I want to do, is lay my card down within this placement stitch that we just did. All right, so make sure that your right side is lined up with that placement stitch on the right, and the top and the bottom. You can do this in the 5x7. You can't do it in the 4x4. It's just the way the card has to be cut, and to fit in the envelope nicely, the cardstock has to be cut. You just can't do it. You'll have to have a template to lay it on top of your card, centered where you want it, so that you can get your measurements right. Now, I can, on my Solaris, I'm going to, well, shoot. I just exited out. Okay, so I go to embroidery. I can project a picture of, I have to raise it up, of my card. Wait, there we go. Onto, alright, so there is the center of it, and if I use my little scrolling up thing, there's the top, and let's go down to the bottom. And I moved it too far. Alright, so I can see that this is up far enough, and this is over from the fold line. And let's go back to the center. Oh, come on, really. So I wanted to see this edge, and it is right along there too. Oh, I'm way over, so. All right, so that's centered. So now I'm going to say okay. I'm going to go back and I'm going to stitch the little corner pieces first. Oh, no, sorry. I already did that. And I had to exit to get to the I accidentally exited to get to the camera. All right, so I'm back. There we go. All right, so now I'm going to stitch those little corner pieces. Oh no, it's going to stitch the leaves. Sorry. So, because I have tape on here, I don't have to worry about it moving. That double-sided tape really holds. Right, so this is the one that has just the design here and here in the corners instead of all the way around the card. So it's going to stitch the finish stitching here, and I need to stop. No, I don't. That's just it's a thread, but I am going to trim that thread so it doesn't get hung up. And there we go. Well, it is still hung up. Hang on. I got it. A little bitty tiny thread. I didn't want it to get hung up in there. And I have a 65-9 needle. Alright, so it's going to come down here and stitch some more leaves, and I'll be back. Alright, so color stop number 2 is going to stitch the corner borders. Now, they're also in green, but what I've done is change the color choice in my software. So if you want to make those corner designs a different color, green or a different color, then it stops. But I'm going to stitch them in green. So it will come to a stop and allow you to change your thread color. So it should only stitch down to the center of your hoop. And then it will stitch back up to the center of your hoop. And I'll be back when this part finishes. Alright, so now we're going to change our thread to red or whatever you want. It's going to stitch the furthest flower up there, and it'll stitch the word happy here. Okay, sorry. So it'll stitch happy here, red. Now, the flower that stitches up here is red, but it is a different color stock in case you want to change and it makes it easy that you don't have to stop the machine and make sure that you change the thread instead of just continuing to stitch. So hang on, let me change my thread. Alright, so this is going to stitch the word happy. Now, the total stitching time is 10 minutes. That doesn't count your thread changes, aligning, everything. It's just stitching time. See if I can connect that to the Y. Okay, I'll check this to see if I can't make this quick cutting. Alright, so color stock number 5 is a red. You could choose a different red, you could choose a different color, whatever you choose, but it is color stock number 5, and I'm just going to use the same red. I thought I had fixed this, and I don't know what's going on. So I'm going to go back to my design and check it. Okay, so I'll be back. Alright, color stock number 6 is yellow for the yellow flower that stitches right here. Now, I did go in and make a change on this happy, on the P's, and they should connect now. Alright, color stop number... Oh, it's still in the center. I need to take that off. It doesn't need that. Okay. I think I'll leave it. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that. Alright, so now we need to change to whatever color you want the word retirement to be. I have it as blue. So I'm going to put in my blue. stitch retirement. Oops. Okay. So there are some things that I just cannot connect. That is one of them. I think there's one more. I've tried all kinds of things to do it, so it's just going to stitch a few little things that wouldn't connect. That little thing that it's stitched at the very beginning is the dot over the eye. And it's disconnected for some reason. Let me see. I think that might have been another dot. Or something on the inside of a letter. That was the inside of the E. I don't know why it didn't connect. Alright, so the last color stop to stitch, I believe, yes, is the flower at the bottom. And I'm going to do it in a purple. Sorry about my arm. Oh, hello. What is going on? There we go. Take that little loop out of there. Alright, I can't even push the right buttons this morning. It's not a good morning. My little Yorkie girl is 12 years old, and she's not doing well. And we're done. Let's see here. Turn this light on, see if it helps. And there it is. All done. Pretty little retirement card. I have some others that I kind of started on. So, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll enjoy the card. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up and a like. share or click the bell to remind it of a new video, which means a new design. Thanks for watching. Enjoy. Alright, so I'm going to unhoop this, and I'm going to turn this over and trim this back. So I've just turning this down, and I'm going to carefully trim that stabilizer off of there. If you take it and fold it over even, then it's easier to trim it. You can just slide your scissors down the there we go. You're going to be putting paper to cover this up, pretty decorative paper. So you just don't want to slice any of your stitches. So that's why I don't tear it off. Alright, so I found some paper that has some pretty swirls on it. And I don't like the way that's sticking up there, so I'm going to trim this off. There we go. Alright, so what size do I need that? I've forgotten. So I need a piece of paper that is approximately 4 7/8 by, we're going to say 6 7/8. Hopefully that's right. 4 7/8. And that side's not straight, so let's try this way. 4 7/8. 7/8, there we go. 4 7/8. And 6 7/8. I hope that fits. I have been known to measure wrong, but that fits just perfect right in there. So you're going to cut your paper 4 7/8 by 6 7/8 to fit in here just perfect to cover up that stitching. And I'm going to use double-sided tape. So we're going to turn it over like this. It doesn't make any difference, but alright, so I'm going to put some tape across here. You just want to stay right inside of the fold and inside of where your cardstock's going to, and that's too long. Okay, so I'm going to stay right inside, and I don't need that. Right inside. There's my paper. Alright, so I want to be very careful. there's my card. You can write your sentiments in here, or before you start doing your embroidery, you can go to greetingsisland.com and put a saying, have it actually print a saying on the inside of your card. And I give instructions in one of my videos on how to do that. All right, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and share, give me a thumbs up, and click the bell so it'll remind you of the video, which means there's a new design. Thanks. Enjoy.